So you have an e-commerce store and you want to make sure that you've got everything in place so that you get the most sales. Last week, I gave you a big list of all the things you want to consider about having into your store. And this week, I'm going to break down videos for you and why you should have videos. So first of all, let's talk about the benefits of video on your e-commerce store. Obvious. Product videos, we all kind of know why product videos work because we all like to look at things and see how they might feel in our hands. And so anytime anything is demonstrated in that way, it really helps us to make a purchase. But in addition to that, why would you want other videos? Well, the top reason really is that you want to build relationship with the people that visit your store. So there's a couple of videos that are the most important that you possibly would want on your store, and we're going to go into those and I'm going to tell you what you need to include in them so that you can take action this week and begin to bring your e-commerce store to the next level. The other thing that I want to mention is that the wonderful thing about video is that you can transcribe it, you can turn it into a blog post, you can take quotes out of it and create graphics. There's so many different ways that you can repurpose video. So let's also talk about some of the videos you might consider creating in addition to the top 3 I'm going to be covering today. So you might consider behind the scenes, industry specific tips and tricks, something about that your community is talking about, maybe questions that they have, interviews with guests, maybe you do a Q&A, educational videos, current event types of videos. You can also do interviews, Q&A, maybe your community asks certain questions and you can create those, curated content, and then you can also just anything that's going to be solving some problems. So those are some of the additional ones you might want to create, and you can put those on social media. I'll talk to you at the end of this video about how you can use some of that content to get more sales. All right, so the top 3 videos that you want to create and put on your to-do list to even do this week are, number 1, why buy from us? So I have a list here of what you want to put into the why buy from us. So number 1, of course, why should they buy from you, right? That's the obvious one. What makes you different? Your USP. So do you provide fast customer service? Do you offer something that nobody else offers? Do you go the extra mile? What is it that you provide your customer with that your competitors don't, or just that makes you unique, right? Because a lot of times people will go to your store and they're going to go someplace else. So why should they buy from you? And then the second video you want to create is really an introduction or a hello from us. And the things you want to include in this video are, you want to introduce yourself to people, you want to tell your story, you want to explain why you created this brand, you want to create intimacy, and you want to talk about your promises and your guarantees and thank them for visiting the store. So those are the top 2. And then there's one last one that you really want to consider. And then I'm going to talk to you about how you can use some of the previous videos that I mentioned to really get more sales in your store. The last one I want to talk about is your thank you video. Now, if you use Shopify, which I hope you do because it's the best out there, you can actually insert a video after somebody purchases. So you want to thank them for their purchase. You want to ask them to follow you on Facebook. You want to tell them what they can expect from you, what the next steps are. Maybe you have an email list where hopefully you are sending people emails every week and you could tell them what to expect from that perspective. You might just mention when their product will ship and just thank them again for their purchase, that you appreciate them. So those are the top 3 that you want to consider. Now, I did mention in a previous video that you can also do more videos and all the informational pages on your website. So if you missed that video, I'll link that one down below. But what do you do with some of these extra informational type videos? Well, here is a strategy to get more traffic to your store and begin to retarget some of these people that are visiting different pages. So the first step is to set up your Facebook pixel. And if you don't know how to do this, Facebook has some really good instructions on that. And you basically, there's just some code that you go in and you copy and you paste it into the header of your website. And then what happens is that Facebook literally collects all the information from your website, who's visiting your website. And when you do an ad, let's say you created a video about a particular product or an informational or an interview or something, you put that on your Facebook and you pay to promote it, but you make sure that you pixel it. There's a little drop down box. You click that and then you go into business Facebook and you create a custom audience. And that custom audience, you just make sure that it is everyone that watched that video. And maybe you have several videos that are around a very specific topic, and you can, create an audience off of those people. And then you can retarget them with that product. So if they've watched the video, they're already interested. And then you can remind them that they could get their hands on this product. So that is a really good way to increase sales and to follow up with people for about a week after they visit your website. Now, you can track them for 180 days, and in some cases on your website for a full year. You can track them and retarget them. So there's always an opportunity there to retarget if you've missed that opportunity in the past. So hopefully, guys, this video is helpful for you and that it will allow you to take your store to the next level. And always remember that I do one-on-one coaching if you're ever interested and need of help. Thank you guys for subscribing to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you next week.